All right. Okay, so somehow I managed to put a video to private before I released my next video. So one of them came out in the wrong order. I put dash number next to the title of each video so you can see which order they're in, with the death waiver being considered -1, but I forgot. I wasn't using that system quite yet. So anyway, I noticed somebody watched the last video without seeing the video that was intended to be previous to that. Just go and make sure if anything's confusing, make sure you're actually keeping track of what order things have been released in. And then one other, I was sick and I came back and I was really dizzy and tired from it all and really having troubles focusing and not realizing how bad it was. I made a really long, stupid video that I had to delete. So anyway, excuse me as I work through my stuff. I think though, rewatching those things, I'm seeing a little bit better how to do this. So hopefully this will be about the last correction of my way of doing this. Okay, so let's just talk about, I wanted to very briefly make a video where we just did the very first 3 stances and meditatively did them. So that's what we're gonna do. You can get a hoop like this to walk around if that works for you, or you can get a little, a little cone, a post, a tree in the woods. Trees are very, very traditional, by the way. They have an entire parks for this in China where they've set up very specific, regularly sized and shaped trees that are great for your bakwa. So if you can find a private tree, it's wonderful. Okay, so let's bring us back to the practice of just these first 3 postures. I didn't introduce the very first posture because it's not part of the crane stepping, but we're gonna just pause and work through it quietly. We're gonna do a little deep relaxation just here, feet together. Let me see if I can make this straight here. So our feet are gonna be together. We're gonna just rest into a quietude, and we're gonna do this opening, inhaling up, exhaling down. Oops, did that a little wide. Inhaling up, exhaling down to our center. And this is actually the first step. And as we do this moment, as we bring it down, we want to remember to practice one of the most important primary tasks as we develop proper posture, which is I'm doing this inhaling. And as I exhale and draw this down, I'm going to lengthen this. There's going to be a sort of a compression to my abdomen. And you'll hear some people say even suck in your abdomen. But I'm just trying to lengthen it, and that lengthening it sucks this in. I don't deliberately suck in, but there it is, it sucks in. So we're gonna hang out in that posture for just a minute also. So our first deep meditation, we're gonna actually feel our bottom of our feet. The second deep meditation we're gonna take for a moment, and we're just gonna focus on our hara and getting our posture correct. And our hands down here are gonna be pretty flat. You don't have to make them perfectly flat. You want your middle fingers touching, but not pressing into each other. No pressure really there, just the lightest little touch. I actually have a hard time doing that still. And that is arguably the bakwa stance you would stance train in our bakwa, in the T.Y. Pang bakwa system. It's really easy to brush past it, but it is a thing. I'm going to turn off the dehumidifier in case it's too loud, excuse me. Okay, so let's just take a look at how this would pan out. Bring yourself together. Put your feet together. Oh, we're going to be working with just the basic walking today, so heel to toe, keeping your foot pretty close to the ground though, but no fanciness except that it's unusually narrow. Your thighs should be kind of like brushing against each other, but if you've got super narrow thighs and you can't, and your feet are touching, but your thighs still aren't brushing, then obviously that's not a good cue for you. Instead, if that's the case, just find a spot where you've got an inch, or maybe probably about an inch for people with thighs that slender, between your feet, an inch between your feet, I mean. Okay. So bring it together. First, deep meditation, we're going to practice down-weightedness. So we're just going to have our knees slightly bent, and that's the only thing we're going to try and control, other than staying upright. Feel the bottom of your feet. Rest down into the bottom of your feet, all of the pressure and tension in your body. Let everything yield to gravity, other than that which is necessary to keep upright. Like if I have my shoulders up, they don't need to be up at all. As I rest them downward, I feel gravity sucking at the tips of my fingertips. My hands begin to get warm. And I'm just trying to rest down into gravity, down into the earth, and really keeping my one point on the bottom of the feet for now. As you do so, you'll feel little relaxations pass through your body. Go ahead and just leave them down. You might find you needed just a natural big sigh. Go ahead and let it happen. Feel the sway on the bottom of those feet. You are not a statue and cannot be still. As you feel that sway, you might come to the edge where it feels like you have to pull or push to stay upright. When you do that, it's kind of like saying no. I'm falling too far to one side, so I push back and I say no to that sensation. Do the exact opposite of that. Instead, say yes to the center of the center of the center. So you find yourself swinging too far wide. Don't say no to this over here. Instead, say yes to that center of the center of the center, dropping into the middle of the earth. Knees ever so slightly bent. I'm going to quiet for a moment. Stay with the bottom of your feet. Now go ahead and shift your attention to your dantian, that's this lower belly region. From there, inhale, exhale, drawing yourself down, your spine straighter. Go ahead and hang out here for just a minute and gather yourself in your dantian. Make yourself a little more symmetrical if you need to. Really gather yourself at that center. To become truly great at really any soft martial arts and many hard martial arts, you almost have to become obsessed with your dantian, because you need to learn to move from there. So feel it well. Not violently, not pushing, not forcing yourself, just lovingly, gently, and all the while just gently lengthening this region here. Good, so our basic walking. In our school, we usually stepped out with the left leg first, and we were usually walking that way around the circle. I think that was more for uniformity than some strict rule to follow. Uniformity of the class as we taught, I mean. But actually, is that how it went? I don't even recall. I do remember we stepped out with that left leg. But it doesn't really matter, just move that center. And just keeping the feet pretty narrow, go ahead and explore. Keeping that, keep it. Really make sure that stuff stays in place. Good, so when you get to here or so, you can let those hands out now. You can do it while you're walking too. But just go ahead and from your dantian, relax, release outward, and you're going to take on your hand posture now. We had press downward palm. Other schools name them. T.Y. Pang never did. But we're off the Chung family, so usually the names probably apply. So I was just a little bit off with my palm before. Your basic palm should actually be more like a stair step, and then you open it up with our style when you're flowing, so you might have this kind of a thing happen. But when you're holding the postures, it's just a little bit more like that. Stair step, thumb and pinky across from each other, creating this groove. And again, walking. And you can walk. Some schools recommend 8 steps at a time, or 12 or 16. It's all good. Next moment. This one's a great spot to really work on the beginning of snake-like qualities to your arms. You're going to keep that basic posture. As you let go with the deltoid, it's going to fall inward. And you're going to curl the shape just a little bit so that it snakes. And for me, I have a lot of trouble coming up to not becoming mechanical. So how can I really, from the earth, feel that spiral all the way out? And we're not as wide as some schools here. Some schools are all the way out to 90 degrees. We're actually, we're just not that far out. So, and there's a little bit of a roundedness to the elbows I'm not very good at yet. So that's our next stance. Keep that dantian together. Lengthening our lower spine. And then coming together. Good, let's do it again, going the other direction around. Gather yourself. Blend deep relaxation with every technique you do. Do every single thing as lightly as possible, so we're gathering ourselves again, feeling the bottom of our feet, resting and relaxing downward. Inhaling. Exhaling, drop the perineum to the center of the earth. Hold yourself here a moment. Make sure you've got yourself sorted. Your posture, you're trying to develop your posture from here too, not just your movement. everything about your posture and movement should start here ideally. Really right there. And go ahead and walk, keeping that dantian together. Let your arms out. Scoop upward, snake-like. Keep your dantian together unlike I did. And then gather yourself. Good, and that's all there really is to it. We're going to add one posture at a time for the next few videos. And at the end, I'll take a little bit more time to explain why I think the Bakwa is, this basic practices really fixed my spine a lot. I mean, my spine still goes through hell, don't take me wrong, but I've gone from literally flat on my back for a couple days at a time, unable to crawl to the bathroom. I was in so much pain, to being able to move most days without any of that. And it's really been the Bakwa that did it. That was the one massive true change. Other than quitting the practice that I'd gotten there from, I took up an internal technique and it damaged my spine. I didn't see what was happening on time. It took me a while to realize it. That's okay. I'm unwinding it now and I've learned, and I'm not going to teach anybody that internal technique. But anyway, I'll take more time to explain the exact physiology, anatomy rather, of the kinesiology and why they play out as they do at the end of this little series. So we'll just be adding one piece per day for the next couple of weeks. In fact, there's only three more stances to this basic practice. And please remember that with the Bakwa, you would ideally practice these for a year or two. Some schools even just one stance for a year one way, 1 year for a stance the other way. To develop the tendon changing, you need to be really good at the rest of the Bakwa. So this is really the only Bakwa sequence I'm going to bring probably to the entire series, unless I can get further instruction. So anyway, but it's done my back so much good. And so if you start that tendon changing, you're going to find in about 2 years, even if you just do 10 minutes a day, you're going to find that that's really shifted how your body works. Tendon changing takes time, about 3 years for a solid effect and about 10 years for really profound effects. So thank you.